Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're back here with the updated version of a pretty popular sports sedan. What am I talking about? This vehicle right here. This is the refreshed 2026 Lexus IS F Sport, that IS 350 F Sport. But before we just dive in, let's talk about what's going on here. So, of course, we like to do the full reviews here on Raiti's Rides, but when I get a certain vehicle and I feel like this is one of those, I want to go a little bit deeper with the dive in of the information that I bring to you. And one thing that's always important to people is, what is it like to live with? What is that POV experience where you could really see how everything is laid out and how everything works in a vehicle, especially when they make a lot of changes to the interior like this one. So why don't we go ahead, let's not waste any other time, hop in with me. I want to find out, what is it like to live with this updated IS 350 F Sport. All right, guys, we're behind the wheel of this Lexus IS 350 F Sport. I'm going to go ahead and fire it up, and then we're going to start our deep dive. You can see how everything comes to life with the dash display, with the new infotainment system in here. Let's go through, starting with the steering wheel. So, love the way they do the quality leather. You have this gunmetal gray finish on all the switch gears, so you don't have to worry about greasy fingerprints. Behind the wheel, you have paddles to go up and down the 8-speed automatic. Of course, windshield wipers are on the right. Turn signals and headlights are on the left. Your start-stop button for the engine is right in the lower corner underneath the infotainment system in that gunmetal gray finish. On the door panels, I like the way they've changed up this trim for 2026. Looks like aluminum, looks great. Flat black on all your window switch gear. You got power side mirrors, and they are power folding. You just tap the button and they fold inward. 3 memory seat settings, and then everything else like you would expect from sitting behind the wheel. Now, on the center console, this is where you're going to have your 12.3-inch infotainment system, usual multimedia software from Toyota and Lexus. But what you'll see is unique to this new IS 350 is the active sound control. So you could actually turn off the pumped-in sound through the speaker system, or you can make adjustments to how high it is, and you could do it all from the screen. I do like that. Also, your tire pressure you could pull up. Very intuitive, very easy to use. You can set up your driver profiles. You have your hazards right in the center. I'm gonna get off that for a second. And then here's our new AC controls. Dual climate, nice toggle switches, blower fan, temperature. Then you could direct wherever you want the air to go. We have the Mark Levinson premium sound system with 17 speakers, 2 USB-Cs, wireless charging. The shifter is going to control your 8-speed automatic. You can pull it over to the driver's side and shift manually with the actual shift lever. You have your familiar modes. So if you look on the 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster, you'll know that we have the different modes, and the tachometer does change. So in full Sport Plus mode, the tach is across the top, like a Formula One car. And then if you change to your other mode, you can see how the display is affected. Snow mode and shut traction control off are all a press button, and you could also do your brake hold assist. Little tumble wheel for your volume control, and I love the way on the center console you have physical buttons for heated seats, ventilated seats, 3 stages apiece, your heated steering wheel, the 2 cup holders, and then you have your center console with a 12-volt inside. Instrumentation, you can go through different info that you want to have displayed, all by using the arrows on the left-hand side of the wheel, which is nice. So you could have it exactly your way. I actually prefer just the regular #1 factory setting for most of the driving. And on the left-hand side of the column, this is a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then of course you have your power seat controls that are easy to get to. But why don't we go ahead, let's see what it's like to drive this vehicle. Actually very easy. Being a smaller size luxury sedan, you got a beautiful backup camera, very clear resolution, trajectory is great. I'm gonna go ahead and back out of this spot. And then put it into drive. Visibility out the front is great. I'm a little shocked that there is no head-up display. So to me, that is a bit of a zonk. But getting out onto the road, they did a great job with the sound deadening material. The new finishes in here, and this two-tone is absolutely perfect. And because this is an F-Sport, with the handling package, you're getting those lighter forged aluminum wheels, which quickens up the steering. And don't forget, this is rear-wheel drive base, so you have that limited slip diff that's gonna get power to the ground out the back, and it's gonna give you some great driving dynamics. You have all of the Lexus safety features. You got a trunk volume of about 12 cubic feet of space, which is actually plenty at the end of the day. And we have our sunroof up top, standard size. But very nice, comfortable. The seats have some nice bolstering, but they're also very comfy. I'm gonna go ahead and twist the knob. We're gonna go into Sport Plus. When you do that, that's where you're gonna get that pumped in sound. So I'm gonna display the active sound and let you hear the difference. But you can see the tack across the top. So you actually get fake pops and bangs out the back. Watch this. So I'm gonna come to a stop. I'm gonna put the car in neutral. I'm gonna rev it. Those pops and bangs are not real. Turn it off. Turn it on. Hear the difference? Interesting. Interesting use of technology to provide a certain driving experience. Not my favorite, but it's also not too overbearing, which is good. Once you go into sport mode, it also changes, well, especially if you go to eco mode, but if you go into the other modes, it actually changes. So sport and Sport Plus have that sound, but then when you go, say, normal, which is what I'm in now, it doesn't have it. So it is controlled by the mode, or you can control it on the infotainment system. What you're gonna like about daily driving this vehicle is that it has a linear torque delivery with that naturally aspirated V6. It's also very reliable, and it gets decent fuel economy. But getting in and out of the vehicle is not difficult, and trust me, these seats are superb. Absolutely, positively superb. Getting to the infotainment system is well within reach. You got your Sirius XM. You can scroll through your different presets, go to the different channels. I mean, very easy to do. I'm all about 80s on 8. That's how I live my life. Right there, 80s on 8, in excess. Tell me about it. If you take the shifter, pull it back over to the driver's side, now I'm in manual shift mode. You do get a gear indicator, and you'll notice when I go into Sport Plus, the gear indicator is almost smack dab in the center, and that allows you to go up and down the gears. Remember, 8-speed automatic. But why don't we go ahead and go on throttle? You ready? On throttle, here we go. I'm just hitting that right-hand paddle, and that's allowing me to go up and down the gears. Brakes feel phenomenal. You got the beefy brakes up front. Steering is really, really good. And it's interesting because it's stuff like that. Like, yes, we could talk about it from the standpoint of going on throttle, enjoying the twisty bits. But let's say there's like a turtle crossing the road out here, which sometimes happens. It allows you to dart around very easily. So that's the good piece of news when it comes to the quick steering ratio. I'm gonna go ahead and put it back into normal. Let's make a U-turn. Good turning radius. I mean, look at that. Really, really nice. And in normal mode, the shifts are nice and smooth. Nothing too herky-jerky. And then you got the heated and ventilated seats and even a heated steering wheel. All physical buttons, which is great. But now we're gonna park this car, and I'll show you how easy that is as well. But everything is just so well laid out in here. The AC controls are very easy to operate, which is nice. And then parking it, easy peasy, look at that. Voila. The only thing you gotta be a little careful of is that front splitter. You don't wanna hit that against a curb or a parking block. And then you just turn her off. But obviously we're back here where it all started. I hope that you've enjoyed this deep dive. We're gonna wrap it up in this Lexus. All right, guys. It's always great to bring you more when it comes to certain vehicles like this IS 350 F Sport. Now let me know, what were your thoughts? Did it seem like a simplified experience compared to the previous model year without having all those changes? Do you think they did enough? And would this be something that you would like to experience day in and day out? Let me know your feelings and emotions and thoughts on that in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. Gotta thank Lori Raiti working that camera behind the champ, and she gives her seal of approval to this Lexus IS 350 F Sport for a daily driver. She has really enjoyed driving it day in and day out while we've had it as a press fleet vehicle. So thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.